Hey everyone, it's Jess from the Surviving Eating Disorders blog on healthyplace.com. Sunday the 22nd started National Eating Disorders Awareness Week in the States, and I believe in Canada. And all my international people, I'm sorry I don't know your eating disorder awareness weeks. I'm totally Yankee. But this week is really important to me personally because the theme is I had no idea. And it talks a lot about these sort of blind spots that we have about eating disorders, where we think, oh, well, men don't get eating disorders, and I just like to run, it's not a problem. Or, oh, black girls don't get eating disorders. Whatever the sort of like, oh, that doesn't happen in this population or in this context. I'm just dieting, whatever. So for me, when I started really struggling again about 5 years ago, I thought I was just training for a half marathon. I thought I was eating healthfully, and especially when I started, eating what I thought was a normal amount of calories, and my runs weren't that long. I was only running so many miles a week. But I had no idea, literally. So the theme for this week really hits home for me because I did not realize how common it is for athletes to have eating disorders. And not that I would have ever considered myself an athlete, but I was a runner, and that didn't match up. I had no idea that 35% of dieters are going to go on to disordered eating and even full-blown eating disorders. So what I thought was just cutting a few bad foods out of my regular diet went downhill really quickly. And within a year of starting my half marathon training and this different diet, I was in so deep that I couldn't see it. I had the chance to have a conversation with a friend over the weekend, and had seen a representation of somebody with an eating disorder in a film, and just looked at her and said, did I really sound like that? The character said, sorry I'm cranky, I didn't get my run in today. And was really being a jerk to this other character. And I thought, how many times did I say that? Why didn't you smack me? I just thought I was liking exercise, and I thought I was okay. And so this week is a lot about those early warning signs and symptoms that if we can catch our eating disorder, if we can catch our loved one's eating disorder, if we can catch our friend's eating disorder, our client, our patient, if we can catch those earlier, we have a lot better success rate in treatment. And that's really important because a full recovery is possible, and the longer you wait to get started on that path, the harder it becomes, because those thoughts and behavior patterns become ingrained and actually change sort of the way your brain and body work, and it makes it a lot harder to get out of. So this week especially is really important about getting those messages out there regarding people who may not have known that they were looking at disordered eating or full-blown eating disorder. So my encouragement to you is to keep spreading the news. Friends of mine who are on Facebook, who are also readers of this blog, you guys are doing awesome. It's so heartwarming to see these friends of mine really own their stories and say, this doesn't have to be the way it is. And that's really the truth of it, is that this doesn't have to be the way it is. And if we can start recognizing these signs and symptoms earlier, we can save a lot of people a lot of years of torment. And that would be amazing, because I've learned a lot about myself over the last 5 years, and I do not wish away that knowledge. But at the same time, if there had been another way to come to it, I might have been okay with that. So keep sharing information on social media and educating people. Educate yourself. There are some links down below that will have information about some tweet chats that the National Eating Disorder Association is putting on this week for different different groups of people. So there's one actually like specifically looking at what medical professionals can be looking at. So if you're a doctor, or if you know a doctor, get them going over there. They have some really great people leading discussions and chats, and that would be really valuable in a lot of ways for a lot of people. So I encourage you to check that out. Keep sharing the information. Keep fighting the good fight, guys. You're awesome. Bye.